You're watching episode 70 of I Know What You Watched Last Week here on the Heathen Movie Channel. And yes, this is a Christmas special. Ho, ho, ho.
Yes, but what I have to say about the three festive horror selections this week is bar humbug. I'm severely disappointed. It was no Black Christmas.
And most of the point, we have had Black Christmas on one time. The remake from 2000, the original remake, 2006, one of the most underrated slasher movies of all time. One of the best horror remakes.
I love it.
Of all time. Yeah. So,
it's what I associate with coloured fairy lights.
Yeah, it's extremely festive and violent. So what more? And it's disturbing.
And a bit
in
silly.
A fun way.
But
and silly.
Yeah.
But in a good way.
But anyway, we're not here to talk about Black Christmas, unfortunately.
We were. Black Christmas 2006.
Yeah.
Still not better than the original, but still great.
So we watched two newer ones. These super new.
Yeah.
Like in the 2020s.
Yeah, 22, 23.
Yeah, and then we did one, which I thought might be the saving grace, because I tend to prefer older movies. When was this from?
1980.
80, okay. I was going to say 70s, but I guess that's on the cusp.
Do you remember then? We started off with...
You better name them, because the first two, the names have completely slipped my mind.
Violent Night.
Right, yeah.
And I'd read stuff like, brutal and words to that effect about it. So I just kind of assumed it was a horror film, but...
Maybe a 5-year-old was reviewing
on
it.
The online, it's got it as, other things like thriller, dark thriller, comedy, whatever. No mention of horror, but really it is a horror. If Happy Death Day to You is a horror, if Talk to Me is a horror, this is what horror is now. So yeah, that's what we watched first. Second, no, we didn't watch that first. We watched that second. So I got completely wrong, because first we watched. So yeah, that was the second pick, Violent Night. The first pick was It's a Wonderful Knife.
Right, I hand over to you and you ruin it. You get the order completely wrong. It's a Wonderful
Knife. I doubt you even remember the title though, so at least I know
No, I don't remember the titles. Yeah. Those, like, when it's a terrible movie and it's just got one of those festive twist names, I'm like, they're all the same. I could have said anything and it probably exists, but it wouldn't be the ones we watched.
Yeah. It's a Wonderful Knife, followed by Violent Night, and we finished it off with...
And To All a Good Night.
Almost, just To All a Good Night.
Right.
Which I read only got its UK release this month online. It had been other places, but it's only been released here.
Well, we've been missing out, haven't we?
So, what is your order? 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, before I say it, third and second place could just flip and flop. They were equally disappointing to me, but I'm going to go...
Mine's set in stone.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to go with... Wait, so what was the first one we watched? It's a Wonderful Knife. It's a Wonderful Knife, and then it was Violent Night. Okay, so third place goes to It's a Wonderful Knife. Second place goes to Violent Night, and To All a Good Night gets the gold.
Third place, Violent Night. Second place, It's a Wonderful Knife. And top, To All a Good Night.
I'm not surprised by your rankings, because I can tell how you're feeling about a film by how much you skip. We were sat there watching these, and the first one you skipped a tiny bit at the very beginning.
I don't normally skip. I only skip, opening credits.
The second movie, you did something I've never really seen you do, as you say. You skipped actual bits of the film where you're like, we know what this is.
The second movie being Violent Night, it went on for so long, it's almost 2 hours, and I was almost ready to throw in a towel.
Yeah.
I wanted to just turn it off.
I did keep noticing you check how much was time
another
left.
film, but I thought, no, there's no point in wasting, these 35 minutes that I've been watching it, so just carry on.
And the final one, you did no skipping whatsoever, which we will get into when we review.
To All a Good Night is a no-skip movie. Like, most movies are no-skip. It's not, I didn't skip anything from Mummy Shark.
No, you don't normally skip. That's why it's very surprising. But yeah.
So we'll start with... We went with your order last week, because we had the same order, but that counts as yours. So I'll go with my order. Third place, bottom pick, Violent Night. And we open in Bristol. Bristol, the home of Christmas. Do you remember
Bristol?
It was Bristol.
Right.
Well, it says on the screen it was Bristol. It looked more to me like not Bristol.
Yeah.
But random, I guess they're saying, you know, Santa goes everywhere, even Bristol.
Hey, we've heard from, you know, a horror fan out there from Bristol. I'm sure there's more than one, but we have heard from one. So if you're watching this one, hello, Bristol. I know that was not Bristolian accent. But anyway, we're in Bristol in this horror movie.
He's a much-loved follower because he watches a lot, right?
Oh, right. He was still on that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know anyone's name.
To the movie.
Yeah, so Bristol. We're in a pub. And main Santa is there, David Harbour.
Oh, okay.
Who's from Stranger Things and Hellboy, I think. Not the latest Hellboy, the Hellboy before the latest Hellboy, which was pretty recent. And they're talking Santa, because there's another Santa there, an older man Santa, and he's saying that he loves, you know, when a child's face lights up. And our David Harbour Santa, you know, he's not so jolly, is he?
No,
doesn't like kids too much. He's had enough of being Santa.
Well, he's also like, oh, kids nowadays, they don't even believe in Santa. What's the point? And I was wondering when we first saw him for a second, I was like, why is this guy not taking his like fake beard moustache off to drink his beer?
Because he is Santa.
And then I realised, oh, it's his actual hair. But did you notice throughout the whole film, first it was just beer saturating his upper lip hair, and then it was other fluids. But
I think that was part of the comedy.
Disgusting. That was gross.
When they're at the bar, David Harbour Santa is like, kids just want, consume, and crave, and he's not wrong. He's absolutely not wrong, is he? Says this is going to be his last Christmas, so for people who couldn't tell that it was David Harbour playing Santa, you know, you might have thought he was going to go up there and throw himself off the roof, but people who do know that was David Harbour knows that he wasn't going to die, and she sees him ride off on his sleigh. As he's riding off, because he's been drinking, he mentions at the bar that he wants to be, you know, not be vertical by the end of the night. He ends up puking on the lady, and that's kind of the opening comedy of this. But I want to get back to Bristol, right? Because this opens in Bristol, and I've just got random questions about Bristol for you. Right.
Has it got the best pub in England?
Question 1.
Right.
Bristol, or just somewhere else?
For what? For a pint?
Going, living.
It wouldn't be my top choice, but it wouldn't be my bottom.
Bristol or somewhere else?
Somewhere else.
Somewhere else. City or Rovers?
Rover.
So Bristol Shitty then?
I said Rover.
I know, yeah. So if you pick Rovers, then it's Bristol Shitty, isn't it?
Is it?
Okay. And finally, my bad. I but I kind of confused that the magician Dynamo was not in fact from Bristol, it's from Bradford. So that's probably even worse. So I wrote a question thinking he was from Bristol, but he's not, it's from Bradford. But I'm going to keep the question in anyway. Dynamo the magician. Dynamo or Darren Brown?
Darren Brown.
Right, because Dynamo is representing Bristol. It's Bristol 0. Everything else 3.
Yeah, but even if I'd said Dynamo, it still would have been Bristol 0. It would have been Bradbury 1 or something.
Dynamo is good, didn't he? You know Dynamo.
I mean, not really. I haven't seen that much. That's why I picked Darren Brown, to be honest.
Right. Dynamo he's like tiny.
Right.
And he can bench more than me, which is not impressive. But he can also probably like bench more than Arnold Schwarzenegger. I've seen it. I've seen it on TV.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's good. That's the end of my Bristol questions.
But that wasn't even really Bristol, was it?
Because Dynamo was representing Bristol, and you picked Darren Brown.
It's Bradbury, really, you said.
Right. No, I said Bradford.
Not
Bradbury. And, so that makes it Bristol 0, Bristol Rovers 1.
Okay.
Because at least one Rovers, one Bristol thing, 1.
Rover.
Yeah, actually, we know someone who swears by Bristol. Remember Vortex?
Yeah?
Yeah, Vortex loves to party. He doesn't drink, but he parties in other ways. And apparently Bristol is the place to do that. So recommendation from Vortex, does that put it on your bucket list?
I've already done it.
You've done Bristol?
I've done Bristol.
What, like Debbie does Dallas?
I don't know what that is, but I had a friend who went to university there, so a few of us went for a weekend. Party Bristol style.
Should I go? I've heard that there are good hospitals. Anyway, now after that opening, we're into like our main opening, and there's this guy, and he's picked up in a car by some woman, and he gets in the car,
by someone.
And I'm like, is who is this? Who is this person? Because when they start driving, I'm like, I'm not sure what relationship is here.
Well, it's not like the fog.
So I've got to think to myself, right, is this his ex and his daughter possibly, or is he, because of the way that he's acting, somehow good friends? This 39-year-old man, is he good friends with this 10-year-old child? And has he been picked up for a play date?
I mean, I thought it was pretty obvious quite quickly. That
you thought it was obvious? Okay, let's move on then. They drive to a big house, right? It's a big house. Turns out it's the main guy's family's house.
Yeah.
Because they've got money. And they walk into the house, him, who turns out to be his ex, and his daughter. And, you know, the ex is like, not happy that he grew up rich. Straight away, she's like, how could you grow up here in this wonderful, huge house? So she's pissed off about money, especially since she seems to have dated him. And she goes and introduces herself to a formerly family member, a woman, who tells her that she's put on weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not very nice. And there's this Justin Bieber kid doing social media. Yo, yo, yo. Literally like that. One of, we've seen quite a few social media personalities
One would say too
in
many.
film do their thing, and this is also one of the worst.
It really was
terrible.
I think the thing that bothered me the most about this film was that there were so many just awful performances.
There's also the actor brother.
At least half of them I just did not believe at all. It was like they were just phoning it in because they were like, oh, this is so easy.
The main guy's brother is a Justin Bieber guy. His other brother is an actor guy who's also pretty dim.
No.
Let's just call them his brothers because it doesn't matter. You right?
Well, it's his nephew.
It doesn't matter. That's why I'm saying the main guy, because these characters...
And the bitchy woman who said that his ex had put on weight, that's his sister. The actor guy is the dude she's dating.
After this happens, we're now introduced to Beverly D'Angelo. And you're thinking, yes, but no, because she's in this.
What a waste of Beverly.
Santa now, he's already puked off his sleigh. Now he's whizzing off his sleigh. You know, what can we have now? We've got a bad attitude Santa.
Isn't there literally a movie called Bad Santa?
Bad Santa, yeah, with Billy Bob Thornton. There is only one badly behaved Santa, and that is Billy Bob Thornton from said film Bad Santa.
Yeah, you kind of got to do it first.
You have to do it first, and also that movie's not even old. And so, you know, David Harbour's probably not a bad actor. I haven't really seen him in anything, because I stopped watching Stranger Things after like 3 or 4 episodes of season 1, because I thought it sucked.
Don't you also think with this Santa Claus's outlook on things, it's a bit unfair? So he's like, oh, god damn these kids asking for video games all the time. It's like, would he rather they were back a few hundred years in peasant times just wishing for a sprout so that they could have some food to eat and they won't perish of hunger?
When it also whizzing off the sleigh, when he gets into the first house, he's delivering presents, but he's also stealing booze. Because I haven't seen that done by Bad Santa either. Mm-hmm. You know, stealing booze. And so we've mentioned main guy, his ex, his daughter. Mm-hmm. I've now got into, I am not buying this family whatsoever. Zilch, nada. There is zero chemistry, zero familiarity between them. It's almost like, now that I found out that he's not actually on a play date with the child, it's like 2 grown adults have just kidnapped this child to make believe badly that they are a family. I don't even believe that the main guy and the woman have ever even met, interacted before, let alone made a child and had a relationship with each other. It's absolutely abysmal.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that, although that trio I thought outacted the other trio for sure. Everyone's just dead on arrival in this pretty much, but it's not. I guess maybe it's not possibly their fault. I mean, it's everything else as well. But I did not believe for a second they've even met these people. You know how you mentioned that Santa's going around delivering gifts and he's stealing booze? He's also obviously drinking the milk and eating the cookies that everyone puts out for Santa. Mm-hmm. Is that something you ever did?
What, part of cookies and stuff? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You did?
Yes. And I'll go down in the morning and there were bites taken out of it because Santa had been and there were, presents under the tree.
Did you make the cookies?
Yeah, we were in the kitchen with Mum. No way Dad was baking cookies.
No, I can't imagine you baking cookies now.
No, I don't bake cookies either because I'm old school.
Well, we never put out milk and cookies because that wouldn't be very healthy for a baby Jesus.
Because I'm not 7 anymore.
You're not picking up baby Jesus as who delivers presents.
Plus, I was told that Santa ain't real. So I'm just
Jesus
making cookies for no one and let them go stale overnight.
Milk might have been good.
Santa eats cookies. He's sampling more booze, like you said. He also gets into a massage chair. That's funny. That's really funny. I've seen it at this point. I've seen it all before and just better. Seen it all before and better. This is a highly rated, you know, also kind of like critically rated movie as well. Not that reviews mean anything. Mainstream critic reviews I'm talking about.
But also, so our main character in this, I wouldn't say it's Santa. It's the little girl, isn't it?
No, Santa's the main guy. He's on the poster.
Okay, but I would say
his big
really...
face, not the girl's face. Can't see the girl anywhere.
Okay, but either way, to me, she was kind of like the main character. And...
Gertrude. What a name for a child.
Trudy.
Gertrude.
That's it, because the mum's name was that.
Okay.
So it was like a suck-up thing. And, and the influencer boy, he was Bertrude.
I did hear him be called Bert.
Yeah, it was Bertrude. Because they were like, I can't believe you sucked up to Mom by calling your daughter Gertrude. And he's like, yeah, well, it's better than Bertrude.
Yeah, as I said, this movie wasn't listed as horror eventually. It was listed as comedy. And, the less said about the comedy really in it, the better. But we won't.
And also, when you mentioned earlier on about Happy Death Day, I don't remember if it was after this one or the previous one.
And Happy Death Day to you, they both suck.
But... those two modern ones, they both to me were completely...
shit.
Completely Happy Death Day. And again, it's like... so this one, I was going to say, because the little girls in it, was a kids' movie. Attempting... like, there are other kids' movies, like Home Alone. That's a kids' movie. But it's great. Every age enjoys that. This, to me, I was sat here thinking, like, well, we don't even have a kid around. Why are we watching this?
Who is this movie for?
Drizzle. And
Drizzle?
Drizzle, that's my new... new thing. And the
Drivel.
The other one was the same.
Now it's time to be introduced to John Leguizamo. He's here and he's a gang leader. He's got a gang, and I've written his gang intro just made me cringe. They're all named like Gingerbread Man. Like, this is Gingerbread Man over, and the way they're just filmed, like kind of like walking down hallways and stuff.
The performances of these guys was so
awful.
The woman was terrible.
Oh, what, the two girl bosses? There are two girl bosses, the blonde one and the dark-haired one.
All right, well, the blonde one I just wanted to slap. And also, at this point, it started making me think of a different movie, which is like Die Hard, but crap. And that's what I was getting from this. I was like, oh, they've tried to do like a Christmas Die Hard situation here.
Well, everyone's tried to do a Die Hard situation since Die Hard.
I don't know if they just hired like stunt performers to act or something, because that was what it felt like.
When we've got John Leguizamo and his gang intruding into the house, breaking into the house and taking everyone hostage, it's like the dialogue is, and I'm going to rip your balls off, and it's done like a serious tone. Then the next thing you know, it's like the tone's over here, then the tone's over here, then the tone is there. It's just tonally just all over the place, and not in a good way. Just in a way that it seems like the director, everyone has just lost control. And no one seems to know what's going on. So we now get into a schmaltzy bit. So we've got schmaltz as well. Gertrude, the kid, she wishes her parents would get back together and stuff like this. And you have like the kind of like piano music playing minor keys. You're supposed to be sad because this girl's her fake parents who've never met before, as far as I can see. She wants them back together. And he says, oh, I don't care about the money. I'll leave my entire family for you. I'm like, that just doesn't ring true.
It seems like the whole
leaving anyone. To make a line like that work, you've got to have like a Pamela Anderson. I will leave my entire family and $300 million for you.
Yeah, but what about his kid? That factors in. What I was
the kid's
going to say
too.
was, it seems like the whole reason that he's no longer with the mum and child is because he was too invested in his mum's like business, his family business, and so he was always being a absentee father or whatever. No.
When John Leguizamo's gang have broken into the house, Santa happens to be in the house as well, and he hears all the commotion, so he feels like he has to go and hide. He's like, oh, no. As he goes to hide, one of the foot soldiers of the gang, he comes into the room where Santa is. Santa tries to like not be violent, but of course it's called Violent Night. So unfortunately for Santa as well, his reindeer fly away. They abandon him. And he's found by a gang member, and they have a fight, and the gang member ends up being impaled on a giant icicle outside.
What was that icicle doing there? It's the wrong way around.
Don't
know how
it's just
happened.
the way that you can kill people in Christmas movies is an icicle, so this is how we're doing it. John Leguizamo now, back at home, he now punches Grandma Beverly D'Angelo in the face, and just no one reacts. Like, even if you've got a gun pointing towards you and there are 7 of you, you think at least one person would be like, don't punch my grandma Beverly D'Angelo.
She is a bitch, though.
Or something. Yeah, but still your grandma. Right now, so at this point, we found out that she has $300 million in the vault of the house. And that's why John Leguizamo has come here. And as I've mentioned, the main woman, when she walks into the house at first and like goes to the guy, I can't believe you grew up in this big, expensive house. When she found that there's $300 million in the vault, she turns to him, she's like, did you know about this? She hates money.
Well,
she hates money.
To be fair, it's also being...
She hates people with money.
Insinuated that this money was given to Beverly by the government to do underhand things with foreign countries, and I don't know. There's a whole dirty aspect to it. The
gang then come across the foot soldier that Santa has killed, so they know they're in for a fight. And the next fight, Santa against another foot soldier, ends up sticking a starlight in the guy's eye, turning the power on, and electrocuting him. That was probably the best bit of the movie.
Yeah?
Yeah. Electrocutes his face. And now Gertrude has got a walkie-talkie, and even though her and the family have been taken hostage at gunpoint in the front room, she's got this walkie-talkie and she's still believing in Santa.
Yeah.
So she talks through it, and now she manages that Santa's in the room with the other walkie-talkies, or where the foot soldiers died. Yeah. And now Gertrude and Santa start bonding over the walkie-talkie. I reckon they're going to team up.
I feel like I just have to make a mention about this walkie-talkie, because the reason she has it is that she's really upset that her dad didn't take her to see Santa at the mall this year. So her dad is like, hang on a second. He goes to some cupboard rummages and finds this walkie-talkie, wraps it up and is like, hey, you can have an early present. Mm-hmm. And with this you can tell Santa what you want for Christmas. But hasn't he kind of shot himself in the foot there? Because at least if, she hasn't been able to tell Santa what she wants and they've got her crap presents and she's like, well, Santa didn't know. Whereas now, when all the shops are closed, it's Christmas Eve, you can't do anything, you're going to sit there and be like, I want this, this and this. And you're like, oh shit, we didn't get any of that.
Also, I'm quite certain she could probably have anything she wants, seeing as Grandma's got $300 million, but it's her mum who hates money who won't give her presents anyway, even if she did get to ask Santa. Now it's time, the gang, they say, oh, why don't you as a family hand out presents to Grandma? So like the actor brother, he gives her a pitch deck. Was that funny for you, as someone in the industry?
Yeah, hilarious.
Someone gets a photo, then there's also a note from the main guy. So Jason, his name, as I've written at this point. Main guy Jason's written a note saying he's going to like leave and take all the money and screw you, family. And this is on the note, right?
Take all the money. They never actually say what's in it. I thought it was just him, saying like, this is my last. I think it was inferred.
We then find out that Santa was a warrior and he had a hammer like Thor called Skull Crusher. Warrior.
I was wondering because after his first fight or something, he does undress to stitch himself up and all this, and he was covered in tattoos, and they did all look very Celtic. So I was like, why is Santa?
Doesn't this just tell you something about the structure of this film is not good? Because you should open the film with Santa back in the day when he was a warrior, taking people out on the battlefield, then go to that pub scene and be like, now this is what his life is. Instead, you could have that pub scene and you run through it and it's like, halfway through it, and like, oh, Santa was a warrior. And you also structurally, takes ages to find out, John Leguizamo, what is his motivation? What's his motivation? It takes ages to get the whole $300 million thing, and also the fact that he hates Christmas. He makes his whole spiel about how he hates Christmas. It's just like, yawn, isn't it? Like, who cares about why he hates Christmas at this point? Because it's all just a point. It's all just made there to get him to fight Santa at the end, isn't it? Oh, I hate Christmas, now I get to fight Santa, because now I found out you are the real Santa, eventually.
At least in this one, because John Leguizamo is very hit and miss with me. I don't think he's a bad actor, but there's something about a lot of his characters that just annoy the hell out of me.
He's underused in this, he's phoning
so
in like everyone
that's
else.
What I was going to say. I was like, he actually didn't, I thought he was good in this, but clearly was just like, can't be bothered, because he normally goes quite ham, and this one he was not.
It's not exactly Romeo and Juliet, is it? Or, Carlito's Way. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So after this, Santa says that used to be bad because he was a warrior over this walkie-talkie conversation. And now it's time for Gertrude to go all John McClane. She's like looking through vents at Santa being tied up and things like this. Because previously at the beginning of the movie, we're told that she's recently watched Home Alone and she loved it. And the whole homage to that really sucked.
You filthy animal! Yeah.
Yeah. While Santa's being tied up, with someone we hear that John Leguizamo, he hates Christmas. And he goes to shoot Santa to end it, because he's like, tell me who you really are. And obviously David Harbour's like, I'm Santa, of course I'm Santa. But then Christmas magic happens. So he ends up not shooting Santa, and the girl puts styrofoam through a vent and blasts it through. And Santa then escapes by managing to blast himself up a chimney, because he can do this thing where he's like, and these sparks come out of his nose.
That's how he gets up and down chimneys. Exactly. But this also, you've just reminded me, because she does do that Home Alone type thing with the styrofoam, which, until one of the guys actually tastes it and is like, "This is styrofoam." Apparently, they're just buying it. John Leguizamo. Yeah. But that's actually I swear that's the last time she does anything Home Alone. It's the first and last. So that was kind of pointless.
No, it's when she's in the loft with the blonde girl boss, and she starts doing Home Alone stuff to the girl boss, like making her slip over and stuff like that. Yeah. Then after that, now the actor brother dies. He abandons the family. Ends up getting himself shot. There are these special ops people coming to the house, and we think they're here to save the family, but they're not. They've been probably bribed by John Leguizamo and stuff. So now Beverly D'Angelo is betrayed by the special ops. But don't worry, Santa ends up taking out the special ops. This is when you left the room, so you missed all this.
Oh yeah, I made popcorn.
Yeah,
it was way more fun just waiting for the
panels. So Beverly D'Angelo is betrayed, so Santa takes them all out using an ice skate to slash their throats and stuff. He puts a guy in a wood chipper, and he also bombs one of them. Yeah, so that happened. Then he came back in the room, and it turns out that the main guy,
is that in your notes?
The main guy's moved the money, because when John Leguizamo goes down to the vault, there's nothing in there.
Okay.
So the main guy's moved the money, and he admits it in front of his family, and they're all like, "Oh my God, you stole our $300 million to take it for yourself to escape with your."
Oh no! See, I don't think I was in the room yet for that bit, because I don't remember that.
He then has.
So he was actually going to take the money as well, not just give everything up. Oh, what a dirtbag!
Then it all goes Home Alone again with Gertrude versus Girl Boss in the attic. Santa comes, and he sorts it out because. Santa, and they end up hugging, and Beverly D'Angelo, they're all being marched off now, and Beverly D'Angelo says that she's proud of her son for nicking the $300 million, because when her father owned the company, he said that a woman would never run it, so she was ruthless and did whatever she needed to do to become boss of the family business, and now she's proud of her son for stealing her $300 million.
So again, it's just covering the woman's ass, isn't it? It's like, yeah, she's a money-hungry, anti-family biatch, but actually it's not her fault. She was raised this way.
Yeah.
And society forced her to be this way.
There's a guy who I thought his name was Bert, but it turns out his name's not Bert, because that must be Bertrude, Justin Bieber guy. But there's a guy, a guy from the gang who was dressed as an elf. And he was one that made him hand up presents, and he was
he was going to
acting
put the
really
dad's
hammy.
Nuts in the nutcracker.
Yeah, he really sucked.
Yeah, he was. He looked familiar, though.
Absolutely terrible.
But yeah, terrible. He was supposed to be the psychotic one.
He ends up getting beaten to death by Justin Bieber kid, the ex-woman, and Justin Bieber's mum. Santa then introduces himself to that lot. And he's like, "I'm actually Santa." So they all team up. It's time to kick ass. He hands out guns. That's Santa, that is. Then there's a bunch of comedy fights. We'll have a bunch of comedy fights until we eventually get to John Leguizamo versus Santa, again, which is completely underwhelming. And it ends up with Santa sucking himself up the chimney with John Leguizamo. And when they get at the top, John Leguizamo is like... He's like pulp, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's all smushed. And so, but at the same time, Santa's also been shot by someone, I think a special ops guy. So he's about to die. He's getting cold. So what do? Main guy goes to where he's buried the money, this $300 million. He takes out half $500,000 of it and starts burning it. And his ex is like, "Oh my God, you're burning the money. I can't believe it. I can't believe that money would mean nothing to you." But I mean, it's only burning $500,000 of the $300 million. $300 million. Yeah, so...
I also don't feel like that would last very long. That fire would go up real quick.
It seems to work, because they then all end up saying, "I believe in Santa. I believe in Santa. Oh, I believe in Santa.
Disgusting.
Wait, maybe I believe in Santa." Yeah.
It was disgusting, because the little girl is the first one who's like, "I believe."
They make it schmaltzy again, don't they?
And then it's like one by one in that typical way. And of course, they've tried to make each character have their own unique response to it. So the mum, is obviously the first one to be like, "Yeah, I believe too." And then Dad is, this wouldn't change his mind. He's been saying the whole time he doesn't believe. And then just because his daughter and wife have been like, "I believe," he's like, "Well, then I guess I believe."
Because they try to put like the Christmas schmaltzy magic in there, but it's just everything just shoved in. It's all crap.
It's so shit.
It's all crap.
But anyway, apparently like 6 people saying "I believe" is enough to get Santa back to life.
Santa, I believe in you. Don't die, Santa.
Isn't it like that Peter Pan Tinkerbell thing, where every time someone says they don't believe in fairies, a fairy dies?
Of course, Santa comes back to life.
Yes.
And the reactions to that are also just god awful.
Absolutely terrible.
out of shot. Also, Santa's noticed the reindeers. His reindeers are back, and he starts having a go at them for leaving him behind. But instead, no, they went back and they replaced his magical sack, which got burnt during the movie. Sack. So he got the gift sack, not his magical sack. Yeah, Santa probably does have a magical sack, doesn't he? More than one.
Well, actually, on that note, because I wanted to bring that up about this film, they have so many things like the chimney thing that you mentioned, his magical sack, which we haven't actually really mentioned, but he uses it multiple times, like reaches in and just pulls out gifts.
Yeah, because the magical sack always regenerates, so you can use it over and over again.
And it's one of those things that, yeah, it's like it's magic, so it's bottomless. But every time anything in this happens that's to do with, like, you know, Christmas magic, that is Santa's only explanation. So he's been doing this for however many hundreds of years, and anytime someone's like, oh, so tell me about this sack of yours, and he's like, it's Christmas magic. Even I don't know how it works. And he says that like 10 times.
Yeah, that's just lazy writing, because they can't think of any reason.
Like, either don't bring it up or have some kind of explanation. Santa, or just be coy about it. Santa can't just be like, I don't know.
Santa is supposed to be funny. He didn't raise one laugh. Not even a snort. Just nothing.
In fact, the only movie of the 3 this week that was not supposed to be comedy was the only one that made me laugh.
Well, now that he's back, and, you know, they've also bought Skullcrusher, the reindeers. Skullcrusher, should I say. He's got his Thor hammer back. He rides off on his sleigh and stuff, and that's pretty much the end of it. But, you know, I've already mentioned it, the tone just uneven all over the place, and they've tried to shoehorn a lot of stuff in there which just doesn't work together. It's abysmal. The score is really uninspired, and also it just gets in the way a lot of the times. Like, the score doesn't match up to what's going on screen a lot of the time, and it's just not structured well either, as I've mentioned. So just schoolboy errors all over the place. And yeah, the movie was painful. How this has been praised, and, you know, brutal. How is this movie brutal in any way?
Well, again, it's for people who don't watch horror.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's proven. So never again will I be watching this. I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be a sequel. It cost 20 million, made about 70. So it would not shock me at all if it came back. So let's get on to my number 2 pick, which I think was also your number 2 pick.
No, I had it. I said these two could
You said it. I said it was the bottom. But it's a wonderful knife.
Come on, this was also disgusting.
There's obviously just one reason why I've put this number 2 above Violent Night. No. Well,
all the lesbians.
This is no, not these kind of lesbians. It's this starring Justin Long, who, for me, once again, just puts in a superb performance.
Is he starring
in a poor film?
Oh dear.
I think it was great. And once I got to ask you, right? So I went onto my online movie ranking website, went to go and check the cast, and wouldn't you believe it? Justin Long has been favorited again and I don't have a favourites list. I've mentioned before on this. You've gone into my account again and just favorited Justin Long. He's the only person on my favourites list. Well, so it's just the ghost that keeps going into my phone and doing this.
Yeah, it knows your favourites clearly, and it does it. 'Cause why would I favourite him? I don't dislike him, but I haven't got the same.
No, you're favouriting him for me. So he was amazing in this. He's completely different to what he normally does.
He looks very different.
Prosthetic teeth.
Yeah, looks. He did. Yeah. Okay, he's good.
He is great. So if you want to have a moan, then.
Well, again, so this one, the lead, if you're not counting Justin Long, which
Winnie,
I wouldn't,
the girl,
is Winnie. And she's like a teenager, right? Like 17 or something. So as much as I said the Violent Night was a kids film, this one's a tweeny film. This one's tweens. So it's like they tried to shoehorn in as many wokeisms as they possibly could. In such a painful way. I have no problem with any of the the woke concept things, but it depends how you do it, and this is just
you do have a problem with all woke concepts, because even if you're trying to do something, they just do it ham-fistedly. They'll do everything ham-fistedly. You can't do anything naturally.
The idea.
They cannot do anything naturally.
How they do it.
What I'd call it just Hollywood. This is just Hollywood movies. This is what they do. So Justin Long's character, Henry Waters, he wants to take over the town, and there's a bit where he bumps into Winnie and his family. They've come out of a screening or something like that at the cinema, or they just bump into each other. I'm not
Isn't
entirely
this after
sure.
They turn on the Christmas tree lights?
That's probably right. And Justin Long's character, Mr. Waters, Henry Waters, he's got a brother called Buck, who's like his socials guy, is following him around recording on his phone again. Yo, 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 I'm here with my brother Justin Long. It turns out, we've got this kind of like opening to the movie prologue, and Winnie's being chased with some probably other people by a white cloaked and white masked person, serial killer called, I think it's called Angel.
The White Angel.
The White Angel. And ends up attacking Winnie, and Winnie ends up managing to kill the angel by electrocuting him, and it's Justin Long. Mm-hmm. So this is in the first 10-15 minutes of the movie.
Killed the mayor.
So she killed our main guy. She killed Justin Long.
Well, she's the main person.
Justin Long's the main person, right? And
the mayor.
It's like a year later, and none of her family talk about, no one mentions what's happened, that she's killed the mayor kind of thing. And also she's getting no school placement, she doesn't want to go to university, she wants to go to, her boyfriend is cheating on her at a party, and she goes to the pier and wishes that she was never born. So now we're in parallel universe.
Yeah, I didn't see this coming. I didn't know this was going to be one of those types of things. I thought she was going to try and off herself and something would happen. I didn't think they were literally going to... So the Northern Lights...
Aurora Borealis
appear in the sky above her as she's wishing this, and as she walks away from the pier, not having tried to off herself, we slowly get little clues that things have changed, to the point where the brother of the mayor, who's the social media guy,
Buck,
is now all of a sudden he's a sheriff of this place. He does not recognise Winnie, and when she says, "Oh, I was just chased by the White Angel," he's like, "Oh, another one. Yep, this has been happening pretty much weekly for the last year." So yeah, that's the beginning of huh?
Yeah, Buck is now the sheriff because Henry Walters has managed to take over the town. He's taken over all industry, like the real estate, world, business world, just taken over everything to do with this town. And when Winnie is asking new Sheriff Buck, about the old sheriff who she knew from the other world, he says, "Oh no, that sheriff, he was like victim number 5 of the angel killer. It was like his first spree kind of thing." And like you say, the Sheriff Buck doesn't recognize her. It turns out no one recognizes her in the parallel universe. Not her family, not anyone. Her family isn't her family anymore. But her brother Jimmy,
there we go,
who has died previously, he's now... she saved him. She saved him from dying from the White Angel at the beginning before she electrocutes him.
In original reality.
In the parallel universe, he's passed away.
So quickly, it's uncovered to both her and the audience, if they weren't already there, that this is the reality of what would have happened if she hadn't been born.
After wishing for it.
So I understand that, every action has a reaction, small things can change big things, but I just do not believe in any way, shape or form that this one girl's non-existence has caused this town to turn into what it has.
Oh, I can at least let that go.
No.
I can let that go.
It was so over the top. So, the thing of she didn't, in this reality, she hasn't killed the mayor, so he's still going around offing people, which means obviously her brother's gone and all this. But he's literally out in the open about half of the stuff by the end, which didn't seem to be the case, at the beginning of it.
He's taken over the town. That's half the reason his brother's the sheriff, so he doesn't have to report to anybody, stuff like that.
This is the ultimate dystopia. Oh, and the happy, friendly, hey, let's have a little drink and some weed gummies has now turned into heroin pipes.
It's crack, I've written. So now, after she realised that no one recognises her, and the town is completely different without her, she ends up going to this party with the kids, and everyone's just doing crack. Everyone's doing crack pipes. Everyone's hitting the crack.
So if she hadn't been born, everyone would be on crack.
Yeah. And there's this weirdo girl who's also been in the previous world called Bernie.
Oh, the one they actually call Weirdo.
Yeah, they call her Weirdo Bernie. She's there. She's still a loner in this parallel universe as well. So Winnie recognises her, goes and talks to her. She's never really previously talked to her because no one talks to Bernie because she's a weirdo. Bernie, because she's still a loner in this, she's happy to be talking to Winnie even though she doesn't recognise her. And Winnie tries to tell her, "No, I do know you, yada, yada, yada," all this kind of stuff. And then there's more crack. There's just more crack, different seas, more crack. There's been also more murders because, like you say, they're happening, almost weekly, every fortnight. And the angel killer during this party just axes a kid outside, blood splatter everywhere because everyone's doing crack, so they don't recognise what stuff is going on outside. So I was going to ask, is crack a good way to cope with loss?
I can't say I know. I have no experience
No, I've never turned to crack after loss, but I'm just wondering if you just had an opinion.
No, but I do enjoy that this is their strongest depiction of what a broken society looks like.
What is the best drug to do after loss?
I don't know.
Methamphetamine. That's obvious. So Brittany and Winnie, they now team up. And they find out they've got some stuff in common because, Winnie, previously, she couldn't get into the school she wanted to go to, which was in NYC. They want to go to like a fashion school and a photography course or whatever. Turns out Bernie also wants to go to NYC, and she does get in, I think. And Bernie has a kill map on her wall because she's been taking notice of all the murders that have been happening. So you have that kind of thing where she's got like pins in a map and stuff and, diagrams drawn about what's been going on in town. Winnie then ends up telling her, I know who it is. It's Mayor Walters. It's Justin Long. And all of a sudden the angel attacks and the angel comes and there's, there's a town curfew imposed by Mayor Walters because he's in control of everything. So even adults have a curfew and stuff like that. And so they end up going to the cinema, Winnie and Bernie. And it's the only place in town that Mr. Walters doesn't own, because of course he doesn't care about the arts, does he? He's only about big business.
Building his
cinemas aren't doing big business because movies are too crap. They go in there, they watch a film, but end up sleeping there all night.
Yeah.
They sleep there all night. And now I've got a question. Is Aurora Borealis Mr. Walters? Because I swear when she sees it again, Winnie, Brittany's like, oh, sometimes Aurora Borealis manifests itself as Justin Long, Mr. Walters.
No, I think what the insinuation was okay, so obviously all this stuff going on between them, and Bernie's a bit of a researcher as well. So she comes up with the notion that to get out of this parallel universe, Winnie has to off the murderer, and then she'll go back, because after the offing of the mayor in the original universe, his spirit might have been pissed off and sent her to this place, and so he has to be killed again before the Borealis disappears. So of course there's the time crunch as well.
Okay, so Aurora Borealis is about time crunching.
Yeah, and also she then...
So Aurora Borealis is not Justin Long.
It might be.
It's a metaphor for Justin Long.
His pissed off spirit. But I don't really see how killing him again in the alternate universe would change that. But that's,
Winnie now, she goes and knocks on her family's door. And she's let in by Ginger Snaps, Catherine Isabel, who is, if you're into the whole horror thing, not just, the main stuff. Everyone will know Ginger Snaps. Everyone knows Catherine Isabel, somewhat of a horror legend. We know you aren't shy about just knocking off horror legends on this. You slated Bill Moseley and his performance as Chop Top in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. And so I'll just pre-warn you that Catherine Isabel is a horror. She's also American Mary. She's Mary in that. But she's Ginger Snaps. I know her name is not Ginger Snaps, but she's Ginger Snaps. That's the name of the movie. So here she is.
No, her job as an actress was completely fine.
Yeah,
it was just
so she's let in by Ginger Snaps. And she talks to her dad, Joe McHale. Joe McHale is her dad. He's in Deliver Us from Evil with Eric Bana, that exorcism movie, if you remember that. And she starts telling him about, oh no, you're my dad and your son that died is my brother. But then he ends up shouting at her. He's like, get out, I don't believe you. And also her mum's a slut now.
Yeah, everything was so stupidly extreme. It was so dumb. So yeah, her dad is, the mayor's right-hand man, and her mum is a drunkard with some guy sucking on her neck. And her aunt, Ginger Snaps, is still the same person, at least, trying to, watch over stuff. And she obviously is the only one who believes Winnie as well, apart from weirdo Bertie. Yeah. She gets shouted out the house. And then it's not long after when she's attacked again by White Angel.
I've got a question, actually, about how you said it's dystopia now in this parallel universe in the same town. Everyone's smoking crack and stuff.
Yeah, and drunk.
When we were in original world before parallel universe, were 75% of the inhabitants of the town lesbian as well, or does this just happen in the dystopia?
Well, her brother was gay.
Right. The football player.
Yeah, her brother.
Yeah, Jimmy. Yeah, the one
he's gay,
dead.
And he's
gets
off with some guy in the original one before he gets attacked.
Yeah.
Her auntie, Ginger Snaps, is lesbian, married to another lesbian from the town. But I think that's it. I think there's one gay.
Well, also Winnie and Bernie have a kind of a moment. They get off of each other.
Yeah, but that's right at the end.
Right, I'm just wondering.
So she has a boyfriend, because you said she's being cheated on. Her boyfriend is, snogging her mate. So she must be bi, because as you say, she and Winnie then start snogging at the end of the film when they realise actually we love each other. Unless she was just not sure of her sexuality.
So was it all lesbian no matter what? So parallel world, real world, whatever. It's all lesbian.
Yeah, because also they share a kiss right before she leaves parallel universe, as in her and Bertie.
I've never seen so much representation of just one
Bertie, and then
group of people.
And that's the other thing. Sorry, I'm skipping right to the end now. But after she gets back, and obviously no one has any clue what's happened. Why would they? She then, runs to Bertie's, because Bertie also was like, oh yeah, in the other life, like, this is going to be my last Christmas. I was going
Bernie. I thought her name was Bernie.
Bernie.
Oh. You're saying Bertie, like Bertie Bassett.
Bertie. I'm doing a John. But anyway, so obviously Winnie, like, runs over there to stop her. And it turns out Bernie remembers everything as well.
Bernie doesn't remember, but before we get there, though,
and they snog again.
We're in the house where the mum's being a slut and stuff like that, and Joel McHale's told to get out. The angel killer comes. Mm-hmm. He ends up getting knocked down the stairs, and he's knocked out at the bottom of the stairs. And Winnie and Bertie, and someone else, like, oh yeah, Ginger Snaps, all have to step over him. So I'm like, oh, these people watch Scream 2? Because there's that bit where, Nev Campbell and a mate are in the back of the car, Ghostface attacks, and the two bodyguards, they're not driving, there's a bunch of poles, it gets pulled through the face.
Yeah.
And they have to climb over Ghostface to get out the window and stuff. And the killer, for one thing, looks like what they were originally going for in Scream. They're going to give him a white outfit. It's exactly the same as that white cloak, same as the black cloak with just a white face. Also, Ginger Snaps, Catherine Isabel's character in this, her name is Gail Prescott, so a mix of Gail Weathers and Sidney Prescott. Yeah, so that's what they've gone for there. And no good. Because they also then go to unmask.
Unmask him, and it turns out
it's Joe McHale.
It's her dad. Yeah. And
so now...
Okay, well, this was really stupid, because they were like... She figures out, well, it was the mayor, but clearly because he's got everyone under his thumb now, he's like basically coerced my dad into being the killer. And then because she knows that to leave this parallel universe and go back, she has to kill the killer. She's like, oh my god, I have to kill my dad? How can I do that? But I thought it was so obvious. I was like, no, she's going to kill her dad. It's not going to work because he's not actually the killer. The real killer is still the mayor. And obviously that is what ends up happening.
So they need to call Joe McHale. So they make up a plan. They're going to lure him. So they go to the cinema. Winnie's there. And again, she sees her ex, who's with her her boyfriend is with his new girlfriend. And Ginger Snaps ends up being killed. Ginger Snaps is killed. The ex also gets killed. And then Angel runs after Winnie. She manages to stab him. She goes back to Aurora Borealis spot. Bernie thanks Winnie. She asks for her life back and to go home. But Aurora Borealis looks angry now. So they work out, oh no, we need to go and kill Justin Long instead of
wow.
Joel McHale.
How did they get there?
So there's now a scene where, Mayor Justin Long is on a stage. And he calls out Buck for wanting to call in the transfer away from the town. So in front of the cracked out townspeople, they're all like drones, aren't they? Because they're all on crack and stuff. He berates him and then like stabs him to death. And then he starts berating Bernie.
Hangs him up as the white angel on the tree as well.
Yeah.
His dead body.
Which is also from Scream 2 when Jerry O'Connell gets tied up.
Yeah.
Like an angel.
Yeah, berating Bernie and being like, oh, Winnie sucks, and of course this stranger has aligned herself with the one weirdo outcast. And
so then Winnie and Bernie, they end up like just punching Justin Long several times in the face. He falls on the floor. The townspeople get him a little bit, but then he gets back up onto the stage. They end up stabbing him, and then Winnie and Bernie make out. Right, and then she's back at home for Christmas. Everything's great. Like I said, she finds Bernie. She blesses her ex's new relationship. She's like, "Oh, you guys make way more sense. Enjoy kind of thing because she's a good person."
Because she found out that they actually love each other, and also, I mean, she's been off snogging new people too. So
another reason this went into second place, apart from Justin Long, was just there was a decent amount of stabbing violence. There's quite a lot of stabbing violence and blood. So I was like, oh, okay. At least they put some violence in there. That's something. But yeah, the movie was
this
not
film
great.
Disgusted me as well.
Wasn't great. Justin's performance I really liked, and that's about it. Yeah, nice amount of violence with the blood.
I just hated the seriously over the top tweeny storyline. It was just
tonally shit. Again, who is this for?
If they were going for the Scream tone, they did not get it.
No one can ever get the Scream tone correct unless you go back to the 90s. Other people got it.
It was just everything in Hollywood that comes out is so over the top in the worst way.
In the worst way, yeah.
It's not. It's in no way believable. You might as well go back to like original cinema horror and watch The Blob and be like, oh yeah, that looks real.
Yeah, The Blob does look more real. Yeah. So to number one. And you seem like you're not happy with this film. I'm saying...
Well, you thought this was good.
This is a pretty decent movie.
No.
If you are a die-hard slasher buff, if you like Friday the 13th knockoffs, you'll like this movie.
I thought this movie was pretty abysmal.
I really enjoyed it.
I know. Oh, God.
I really enjoyed it.
So,
To All a Goodnight, 1980.
You know how I mentioned right at the beginning that you were skipping certain bits, mostly the intros? This one.
Because I know, just preface this with, when you say skip intros, I'm not skipping any of the action. It's just if it takes some time for the names to come down and there's nothing interesting happening, I just thought I would get rid of this.
The pre-film credits, basically.
Which I did for Violet Night, and I did
for both
some of the other one.
Whereas this one, I also wasn't expecting it to be so low rent. This one either.
It cost 70 grand.
In 1980. Anyway, we get like a flashback 2 years ago, apparently.
2 years ago at the Calvin Finishing School for Girls.
And we know it's a flashback because they've put like a fuzzy vignette around it. And with no explanation, we just see one of the girls is dressed up as Santa with like a weapon or something and is like spooking the other girls, and then all of a sudden one of them is apparently fallen over the edge of this like indoor balcony.
Well, a dummy falls over the balcony.
She's gone. That's it. She's dead.
Yeah, because sorority girls in this finishing school, they're being sorority girls. So they're all kind of like running around after each other because sorority girls love being chased, is what I learned in this. Girls love being chased.
Oh dear God!
And so they're all on the balcony, like you say. She falls off the balcony. She's dead, but you didn't go into the credits.
Now we're going into the opening credits because that's like a precursor.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're opening credits, and it's just a still image of their building, which is gigantic, by the way.
The Calvin Finishing School for Girls
thing, yeah, and it's got
soaked
colour,
in red.
Yeah, it's soaked in red, so colour change. That's it. And then the most awkward sound music thing
score
ever. And just names.
Obviously, we can't do justice to it.
This you're going to listen to?
Cracked up. You're glad that I watched those opening credits in the end because the music was so funny.
Yeah, it had so many random like sounds and
yeah, it's almost like a kazoo or a slide whistle was being played at times as well, and you had the slide whistle effect.
It did make me laugh even more though because I was like, so this is the one you choose to sit through.
I was enjoying it, and I did enjoy it, and then my enjoyment did not end at the opening credits, right? Because now we're in present day, 2 years later, I believe, back at the Calvin Finishing School for sorority girls, and the first thing I've noticed is the group are talking inside, but there's a girl kneeling over the balcony. I've just written balcony tits.
Yeah, she's like carefully positioned herself so that just that one massive tartar is about to spill out.
Big.
She's the British one who tap dances.
The one that goes doolally at the end.
No, that's the ginger. The one
Maya.
I hated.
Maya. Yeah, I remember Melody. One that has
Melody,
sex
that's
with was that the one with the balcony
one.
tits? Right, okay,
Yeah.
Good. So now we've been introduced to our gang. There's also a good
That's
girl.
all you need, just
There's
one with big
a good
tits.
girl called Nancy. There's Leia,
Nancy.
the ginger dancing woman.
She was so annoying.
And yeah, Melody, and there's probably a couple of others. But anyway, Mrs. Jansen, aka some first name, which I've forgotten at the moment.
Oh, actually, no, Melody's not the British. Never mind.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Mrs. Jansen is the house mother, and she serves the girls dinner around the table. But, as dinner's been handed out, the girls are excited because guess what? The boys are coming. The boys are coming over to the sorority house, and all the adult supervision, most of them anyway, are leaving apart from Mrs. Jensen.
Who they're going to drug.
And Mrs. Jensen, I've forgotten her first name, it will come to me, because they keep referring to her as the first... Ruth, I believe her name is. Ruth is handing out dinner, and it is the brownest of brown stews. That was some brown food. I mean, that was some serious, it was probably filmed in 1979, so we're still in the 70s. That's some 70s food right there. Just a pot of brown. Would you like some piping hot brown?
Does it taste good?
Yeah, that's what they're having for dinner. So no wonder they can't wait for the boys to come over so we can get away from this brown slop. Yeah, and also cherry pie. So now there's a character called Paul. He's outside the house and he's calling up to a girl called Cynthia. And she goes to the window, takes her top off, shows her breasts. I don't think he can see.
No, he obviously can't.
Because he's not reacting.
No.
But this was some nice because it was classy. Because she was bathed in moonlight. Yeah, so
that makes it classy.
It was sophisticated.
And it was a profile. I feel like that makes it classy.
Yeah, it was.
Profile of tit.
The moonlight was just bouncing off her nipple and radiating to the outside.
All right, that's
unfortunately, Paul didn't see. So yeah, sophisticated titty. While she gets ready, she puts on a top. Paul, he ends up getting got outside.
He gets got.
And Cynthia, unbeknownst to this, she walks outside and she ends up getting stabbed straight in the chest. So they're gone. Now we're back at the table. The girls have just finished their cherry pie. And we're introduced to a slow guy caretaker called Ralph, who looked a bit like a shabby Santa Claus with like a red top on.
He also had a very strange stain on his crotch.
Yeah, I was going to get to that. So the good girl blonde, Nancy, she has to take milk to Ruth now.
With the drugs in it.
Yeah, because they need to put her to sleep so they can get on with the boys and stuff. And this old lady called Tina stops by. She brings cannolis, so that's nice.
Yeah, what the hell was that?
It didn't go anywhere, did it?
A petty thief, because she was just going around the kitchen trying to steal stuff.
Well, this is, again, like I said, your typical type of Friday the 13th knockoff movies, and it's a rung below or two of like the lights of Friday the 13th, but it still has all of the same characteristics that belong in those films.
God, I thought it was awful.
Black Christmas as well. But saying that, so this came out in 1980, and there are contradicting reports. Like one guy who worked on the movie said that they definitely filmed it in December 1980, which means it would have come out after Friday the 13th, which is also 1980, but in the summer. Whereas other people say, no, this was released in like January for just a very short run in January 1980, which means it would have come pre-Friday the 13th, because you can either say that it completely rips off Friday the 13th at the end, or it's the other way around, depending on what is actually true.
There was nothing that nowadays would be new about this. We've seen this in however many iterations.
It was new then, though.
Maybe.
Yeah, and now a lot of our gang, I've mentioned the girls, but now the boys are here. The boys have arrived.
The boys have arrived on a little plane.
And one of them, he's singing like a vagabond song on his acoustic guitar around the fire.
Really badly.
I was like, is this the best take they have of this guy strumming guitar, which sounds completely out of tune, and like he's never held one before in his life? But the girls are like...
yeah.
They dig it, which just means women just love a musician. Ladies love a musician.
You missed a bit as well when the boys first exit the plane.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the plane, of course. Yeah,
it's I think it's the ginger girl,
Maya. I think her name is
the dancer one.
Yeah, the doolally one.
She's the one who's like, oh yeah, the boys are coming because I've got a boy I'm interested in. So he's coming with some friends. We get the scene when they exit the plane. Obviously, the two of them are like, yeah, we know each other. We're getting together. And then one by one, as the remaining boys exit the plane, one of the girls, they've never met. One of the girls will be like, you're cute, and like take him off. I was like, this works out perfectly. Normally, I would say in a group of boys and girls, you're lucky if one couple finds each other attractive. In this group, apparently, it's just if he's got something between his legs, I'm having it.
Well, these
girls are randy.
Is January 1980 pre-AIDS epidemic? Probably just about, maybe, because I'm pretty sure that was an 80s thing, right? Yeah, but
I wasn't alive.
Everyone's just crawling all over each other, and we'll kind of like get that to a bit later on. So the Vagabond song, right? That's absolutely, it's implied that he plays guitar.
That's because the girl who's like the most like, yeah, that's so good, that's the one that she picked. So she has to be like, I don't know if that was supposed to be comedic, like if it was supposed to be bad singing.
No.
Surely.
No, because the girl loves it. She falls for it. She sleeps with him because of his musical skills.
No, she'd already chosen him, I told you. She'd already been like, I'm going to have that one.
Santa Outfit Killer now makes his like second appearance of the movie after the opening. And he goes and he gets a girl in what I thought originally was a garage. She's going to the fridge to get beer. It's in a garage. It's dark. All of a sudden the killer comes out. I'm like, Kevin Williamson, writer of Scream, has definitely watched this movie, and that's example number one. There are only two examples. That's example number one is this whole fridge in the dark, go and get me a beer thing. That must have been
the British tap dancing one, because she's off early.
So it's like, this is like Scream.
Yeah, it's
this
just
is like Scream. And also
except
notice
she doesn't get caught in the garage door.
The gang are drinking from classic Budweiser cans. This is like this was like a real country back then, not this shit now. Anyway, it turns out the lady at the beginning who was killed, the one that showed off her breasts in the moonlight, her name is Trisha. Some guy goes looking for her, and she's been stuffed into a smoker outside, dead. And then the guy finds her, and he ends up getting a giant stone to the head on the floor and gets buried by the Santa. Now this is nerd guy called Alex. Nerd guy Alex and guitar guy getting lucky simultaneously. But guitar guy, he hasn't quite won over his piece yet, because she insists that he chase her around the house a lot.
This is the first foreplay chase scene.
Chase me.
And it's not just like 2 seconds, like they run around the same table like 5 times and then continue the chasing.
And he says, "This better be worth it."
Don't worry, it will be.
Yeah, because this is 1979/80, so of course it's going to be worth it. He chases her around, and then he finally catches her and just brings her back to where they originally were.
Where they started. She just wanted a bit of exercise before they got down to the real exercise.
And they end up shagging on what could be best described as a dusty bearskin rug. Best described, like at best, it's dusty.
I'd noticed this
At
rug
worst, it's filthy.
Earlier on, and I was like, oh. And then during this moment when they were, making love on this bear rug. You looked at me and I had a disgusted face on and you were like, what, the bear rug? And I assume you were asking me because obviously, I've been vegan and I love animals and like the idea of it being a real bear fur is not great for me.
No, I wasn't asking for that at all.
The real thing that grossed me out was how scabby it looked. I was like, that thing must stink, and you're just there like snogging with your head next to it. Ugh. Do we now get
No, I'll go. What we get is lots of goofy action. So we've had this guitar playing, chase me around the house. Now we get the redhead lady, I believe his name is Maya, and she's just dancing and singing around a bed with a tray of cheese.
She's got like some award-winning cheese platter charcuterie platter, and she's just da 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 da. It was. I turned to you and asked you, didn't I? I was like, is she just dancing around with a platter of cheese?
Like I say, this is the kind of goofy stuff that you'll find in Friday the 13th type movies.
So if being chased or chasing someone doesn't do it for you and get you in the mood, then try being serenaded with a platter of cheese. That'll do it.
The girls, because they've had a bit now, they're all ranking the boys in bed, so good on them. And I've noted that if people aren't drinking beer or wine in this movie, they're drinking milk. There's a lot of milk being poured out in this film, and people sitting on balconies drinking milk out of a see-through goblet, walking to the living room, drinking milk, going to bed and drinking milk, giving Ruth milk. Everyone's on milk.
That's so weird. You've just jogged my memory, because we watched this film last night, and in my dreams, there were just massive empty cartons of milk all around.
There you go. It's been subliminally pouring them into your mind.
That didn't even register until just now.
When Nancy, she's gone to drink this milk on the balcony. She hears a noise from inside, and then she hears a noise from outside. She goes back outside and she starts hearing these noises, like a woman being murdered. But it just turns out it's the two people having sex on the bear rug.
I mean, that's how I sound.
That's how a lady sounds. Yeah, so that's what's going through. That it's energized her.
She just watches.
It's thrilled her.
She watches, and then she's like,
yeah, back to her milk. So now the action goes to the literal action of this couple having sex on the bear rug, and behind them is a suit of armor. And all of a sudden,
which has been there obviously the whole time. That's what suit of armor is.
It comes to life because the killer has got out of his Santa uniform. He's got into the suit of armor, waiting because he knows people are going to shag on the bearskin rug, and then just crossbow them.
They're going to shag now or shag later.
Yeah.
So this killer is just, because it's not like they could have gotten into that armor suit even whilst they're doing their chase me. So they must have done it really early in the night, like when they're all gone to meet each other or something. They've just been stood there for hours.
Probably sweating.
He was in there whilst the guy was playing his
guitar.
Tunes. I mean,
yeah. Once that starts going on, I'll be like, right, I'm out.
Yeah.
You guys have got me.
Fuck this. I give up.
Suit of armor comes to life. He crossbows the dude for the eye, so that's good. And he then also decapitates the girl. So we've got eye and decapitation injuries here.
We've also had throughout all of this, by the way, the like dodgy stained Santa dude has been like,
no, we're not there yet. Good girl blonde Nancy, she's inside now, still drinking milk. So This whole commotion doesn't stop her from getting down, her calcium. Ralph pops out. Ralph, who you were about to mention, he pops out. And he's all suspicious. He's a bit suspicious, isn't he? And he tells Nancy she better say her prayers and stuff.
Well, he says, look, I know you girls don't make much of me, but I'm a man of the earth. And I can feel when things are wrong. And I feel like something is wrong now. The devil is roaming among us. So, and I care about you, Nancy. It was a bit weird the way he kept saying, I care about you, Nancy.
Do you think he was shooting his shot?
I don't think he was. No? I don't think that's what they were supposed to be saying. I think he was just supposed to be like, oh, she's a good girl. She doesn't deserve to be offed or whatever, but it did come across a bit dodgy, didn't it?
It was during the scene that you pointed out to me
that he has that weird stain.
That he had a wet stain on his crotch. Something he's an older gentleman. He's weird and lonely, and he's living in a sorority house of girls. Is he just popping off in his room?
Well, we get something along those lines a bit later in the film. My God, this film is dated.
Great, you mean? So now, she's still drinking the milk. Mouth pops out, and the girl Melody's started off, I believe, with some dude, but she's taken a liking to Alex the nerd now, and she's heard that he's a virgin, so she's like, I have to take this virginity.
No, so that is the dude she's chosen from the start, is Virgin Alex.
He's a virgin nerd. He's like quite scared of her. He's like not quite ready to lose it.
Well, I thought the way he was acting that actually maybe he was just like gay or something and just didn't, but then I realised, they're trying to make it seem like he's a virgin and scared of being embarrassed.
Exactly, yeah. I wasn't getting the gay thing from him at all, just getting the typical 1980s nerd virgin guy. Melody likes this. Melody's been around the block a little bit, so she kind of coerces him into her single bed.
If those genders had been reversed, this would have been sexual assault.
And
because he keeps like jumping out the bed and stuff, and she's like, come on.
This is the best kind of sexual assault, if you ask me. She gets him into a single bed and tells him, oh, you look a bit uncomfortable in his boxers, take him off. Starts touching him, and he's very, very happy, very surprised about how much he's enjoying it. And now we know that Melody is now going to take the virginity of Alex, which gives him a whole brand new persona in life after this. So also this next morning, Melody, the one that's just had a way with Alex the Virgin, she is wearing this beautiful vintage classic Jack Daniels shirt. It's red with golden print all over the front of it. I was like, I wonder how much that would go for now. Yeah, very nice. And now
That's
it's time.
Not the shirt I remember.
Melody, after taking the nerd's virginity, around the breakfast table, she says now to the Virgin Alex, or previous Virgin Alex, chase me. So they're outside in the garden. Alex starts chasing Melody around the garden. And while he's chasing Melody around the garden, Nancy pops out.
Yeah.
So he decides to chase her around the garden as well.
Like Hunchback of Notre Dame gremlin style. He's like, I was like, where did that come from? What is he trying to do?
Now that he's lost his virginity, a few hours ago, he's now lost all of his fear and he's coming on to Nancy.
Everything.
He wants everyone. Everyone is for it now.
And as she's being chased by this sex-crazed ex-virgin, she literally stumbles over Jizz Stain Santa.
Yeah. Do you know what?
What did you say he was called?
Ralph.
Yeah, Ralph.
Yeah, Ralph. Yeah, she does trip over Ralph and he pops up.
Yeah, he's dead. Okay,
pops up obvious. Dead. We've got a giant wound in his head. Again, pretty good 1980 makeup there.
Low budget.
I was thinking, if it was down to me to chase you, I'd hunt you down easy, even though you used to be the 5th fastest person in Sweden. Yeah. Alex the nerd is now chasing Nancy around, and as I say, so there's more chasing. Now, enter snazzily dressed cop. He's all hands and wrists.
So this is in California, by the way, this finishing school. This guy is trying to do some kind of like...
Yo!
And literally from the first moment he enters in the weirdest cop outfit I've ever seen, by the way. Some like...
That's why I said snazzily dressed.
Yeah, like a travelling salesman, I thought he looked like. And he can't talk without his hands doing this.
Yeah. I'll say he's all hands and wrists. He's all action.
And it doesn't
He's like
fit.
Brooklyn.
It doesn't match what you say. It's horrendous.
Nancy is scared, so the cop reassures her by putting his hand over on her face.
And he talks to her for like a good 5 minutes, just like... And she's just there like, I better get your fucking dirty hands off me, you
is he
bastard.
Shooting his shot?
I don't think so. But again, I would not let someone do that to me.
Now that Nancy's like said that
she's scared,
and the cops reassured her, Now it's time for Alex the nerd to reassure us, like, hey baby, lost my virginity 5 hours ago. I got you.
And she's like, it doesn't feel like Christmas. He's like, I can handle that.
We are now introduced to
Candy cane?
The police chief, who's put his hands all over Nancy's face, to his like two guys behind him, and it's just like it's like Joe Montana and Legs from The Simpsons, the gangster lot in The Simpsons.
Again,
they're like a bunch of rejects from Goodfellas. They're not cops
at all, just two randoms, and it's like, oh, they're supposed to be the two cops he said he would station there to make them feel safe.
They've all got like curly afros,
and they're like just completely average, unattractive looking middle-aged men. And
well, you say unattractive, you were actually quite repulsed, because you said there was sexual innuendo.
Wait. So the first thing that happens when he's like, this is the house and the girls are in there, and the guy's like, now remember, these girls, their parents have a lot of political influence, they're very important, powerful people, so no
rich bitches,
no diddling.
No diddling the sorority girls.
No naughty stuff happening here.
Cop.
And I was like, why would he even have to say that? I mean, it's not like any of these girls would go for these guys.
Well, he's a renegade cop. He gets it left, right, and centre.
He had the salmon pink shirt open to here, and he had all the chest hair coming out.
What's wrong with chest hair?
Nothing. I'm just saying that was him. Okay, that's.
Yeah, quite sleazy, but in a good way, in a sexy way.
Not sexy.
Melody now, after taking Alex's virginity, she decides that she's about to start seducing the guitar playing guy. No, it's his turn now to write Melody.
It's the main guy that Ginger Girl was with.
Oh, yes, you are correct there.
Like buff.
Yeah, buff guy.
Buff daddy.
And he's taking like a down. So now she now goes to get a beer from the fridge in the dark.
See, now she's wearing the outfit I remember, which was
Scream.
A white or cream shirt with little gold thread that she tied over naked tits, and she had like, if you like cleavage, this is the one for you.
Cleavage. So Alex and Nancy, they're now searching the house, and Santa acts as one of the good fellas in the head, and once the killer acts as one of the good fellas in the head, either his partner or the main cop walks in and goes, "Hey, what are you doing here?"
He's so stupid.
and he ends up getting axed in the face. Like, what great police
this
work.
Is before the bit when you were like, I got really grossed out because the super annoying ginger-haired girl who was with the buff daddy, she apparently is the reason this warning was given, because she, for some inexplicable reason, when the cop guy is like, the open shirt, he's like, oh, I'm a bit tired. Guy. She's like, oh, let me show you to your room. And then she takes him up there and he's like, so whose room is this? It's mine. Hey. And she's like, if you need anything, just holler. And then he goes, holler.
Yeah, you could have been in this movie.
And then she's like, maybe later.
Yeah.
And then lo and behold, later we see him rolling off her.
Does he like a fag?
I don't remember. But
it should have done.
But all I remember was like this really, really unattractive man lying in her bed, and she's like, I'm gonna go shower.
It looks like Legs from The Simpsons.
What the hell?
Legs the gangster. Meanwhile, Melody's gonna shag the guy that's with the redhead.
Yeah, right? Buff Daddy.
Who's now shagged the remaining good fella.
Yeah, so she's moved on, he's moved on. Everyone wants to get with everyone under this roof.
Yeah, so I think we've got... So Alex is left, Nancy is left, and another girl, Maya, the redhead. They go into the bathroom and there's like a severed head hanging up in the shower. And the last remaining cop ends up getting stabbed in the back in there.
Yeah.
And they all just kind of stand around for a bit, like looking shocked and stuff. Melody's now outside with her latest victim. So she's already shagged 2 people. Now she's with a third. And they end up making out for ages. And Alex...
No, that's still Buff Daddy. Buff Daddy and her go outside. And at this point, I don't know what they were supposed to be doing, because if you're Buff
It went on for ages.
If you're Buff Daddy and I'm Melody, it was like a good minute of... He's just standing there and she's just like...
I think what he just... he's putting the idea in her head, isn't he? Like, let me just put this in your mouth first, if you like that.
No, but she's putting her finger on, and he's just standing there, and this is all just so that we can see a bit of wire being looped around his neck. How it got past her hand, by the way.
Wire, because Santa's in the tree above. It just comes down like...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So that's Buff Daddy gone.
So that's them. And meanwhile, Alex the nerd and Nancy the good girl, they're inside.
Yeah.
And, things have calmed down a little bit. So Alex says, hey, want to dance? And Nancy's like, I would like that. Yeah, it's then when we get the Santa cheese wire death.
Hang on, I have to ask you as a man, because
I
remember once.
Yes, I'm ready.
In my like teenage years, there was a guy in my like acting group that we knew was a virgin, and then one day at rehearsals, he kind of walked in with a new swagger, and it turned out he'd gotten laid, and I was like, is this actually what does this really happen? Do boys kind of transform once they've
I guess he would have lost a lot of weight the night before because he's been drained, so that gives you a different posture.
That's a lighter step, is that why?
Yeah, because even as much as you do it yourself, you're never going to get as much out as when you...
Oh.
Yeah. So, I answered your question as a man. So now Melody comes into the house hysterical after her latest squeeze has been cheese wired. And she's so hysterical that Alex just gives her a slap round the face.
And there's no reaction to this either. She's like, oh my God, everyone's dead. And both Nancy and Alex are just like...
Yeah, it's because...
Yeah, we slap people when they're out of hand,
He's given her the old Sean Connery, if when we get hysterical, just give her not a closed fist, just an open palmed to bring her back to reality. Sean Connery, everyone.
Oh.
Meanwhile, Leia's gone doolally. She's just dancing about like on the balcony.
Because at this point now, Killer Santa has. That was it. Melanie. We see a lot of naked because Melanie's naked in the shower. So the cop that she just slept with
reason
was
that people are going to love this film.
And then she's in the shower.
Gratuitous nudity.
And Santa comes in as if so we think she's about to be offed as well, but apparently it just sends her bonkers because for the rest of it she's now in a white gown just dancing around without cheese. But,
do you think the cheese dancing was it was giving us a hint as to what her destiny was going to be?
That's what happens when she's a bit doolally, yeah, probably. But apparently Santa's happy with that fate. Santa doesn't need to off her anymore. He's like, well, if
she's gone mental.
She's mental, I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, that's good enough revenge. Because now it's realised that Mrs. Jensen, Ruth, is the killer. Much like Mrs. Voorhees. Because it was her daughter at the beginning that got, went over the balcony and died. And she starts blaming Nancy for it, saying, you were there, you were a sorority girl,
friend,
and you was a protector. But Nancy's like, I didn't even go to this school until last year.
1 year. He doesn't even go here.
Yeah. He doesn't even know her. Now, right, so you mentioned the lads, they got here on a plane.
Yeah.
Right? They flew here. There's a pilot character, and he's fixing the plane now. He's fixing the plane, but he doesn't see that Santa's in the cockpit. So when he fixes the plane, Santa turns on the propeller and
that gets Melody too, because Melody's at the plane by this point. She's like, come on, we got to get out of here. Everyone's dead. And he's like, well, let me just fix this, little darling. And then they both explode.
We have Nancy versus Mrs. Jensen like rolling around on the floor a lot.
Yes.
But before we get to that, the guy that plays the pilot, Harry Reams,
right,
is star of hundreds and hundreds of 1970s porno films. And it turns out that not a lot of the actors knew about this when he was doing. Not it was a problem; they just didn't know.
Yeah,
because he went by a pseudonym.
Right.
But I just want to run you through some of the titles that Harry Reams has done as well as this one.
I wonder how many foreplay chase scenes there were in those.
Yeah. So let's get going. Number 1. What do you think about this title? Asses to asses, lust to lust.
Okay.
Backdoor brides.
Oh my god.
Naughty nurses. Indecent itch.
Sexy?
Rated X from 1985. He plays the devil in Indecent Itch.
I don't know, that sounds a bit more like an STD than a fantasy to me, but okay. Carrying on.
Lust in Space.
That's so dumb.
Okay, how about this one? Lust in Space was 85, also in 85.
Do you think actually anyone's ever had sex in space?
I'd hope so.
I don't know how many astronauts.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Lost in Space was 85. Also in 85, Older Men with Girls.
That's what it's called. Wow.
Do you like that one?
That's like when you go to an art museum, there's just like Woman in Red. It's like, okay, you've really hit the nail on the head.
Older Men
there.
with Girls.
That's
not as fun as Lost in Space, no?
No, definitely not. Lost in Space is the only intriguing one at the moment.
Passage to Ecstasy.
Oh my god. Yeah, okay, I can see that one.
Rub Down.
Rub Down.
Rub Down. So you like Lost in Space. What about Whore of the Worlds?
How many worlds are we talking?
Whore of the Worlds.
Oh, I kind of do want to know what the storyline is supposed to be for that.
Corporate Assets. And finally, Too Naughty to Say No.
Right, well, there is a list of 70s, did you say 70s pornos?
Wait, there's a Bond one now. For Your Thighs Only.
Oh no.
What's happening in that one? Thigh fetishes? For Your Thighs Only, I'm gonna...
That's not a great one.
No.
I think we're done with the stupid porn names now. And we should get back to the story.
So that was the life and times of Harry Reams. You know, kudos to him. Those are some titles.
Sounds like some exciting life he was leading. But he hasn't got any...
And he got to do this as well.
He has no sexual stuff to do in this whatsoever. He just sleeps in a sleeping bag for a bit and then he gets out a screwdriver.
This is also directed, I've got to say. And I'm pretty sure he plays one of the cops. David Hess, who plays Krug in Last House on the Left by Wes Craven. Yeah, he's a dirty rapist in that. Murderer, and he's just been typecast all throughout his career as a rapist. He's the go-to guy. If you need a guy who's a rapist, David Ness is your guy.
He directed this, you say?
Yeah. Pretty great.
Right.
So another horror legend, you're going to rip him off as well?
Well, I don't know who he was, but yeah, I was thinking, I was like, this can only have been directed by a man.
I'm pretty sure he was the cop that sleeps with the redhead.
I was going to say he must have put himself in that. Oh, disgusting. So he clearly thinks a lot of himself. He's like, yeah, the sorority chicks would definitely want to get with me.
Well, he's been cast as a man who has sex, whether people like it or not. So he's also going to cast himself as someone that has sex. So anyway, after they end up fighting on the floor, they end up on the balcony. Mrs. Jensen is stalking. She's thrown off the balcony too. That's the end of her.
Yeah, what the hell happened there? We don't see it because all we see
because of the good editing.
Nancy on the balcony, and then Miss Jensen's coming towards her with like the knife or whatever, and next thing we see is Miss Jensen on the floor beneath, and I was like, how did that happen? How did that happen?
Yeah.
And then we see there's another Santa.
Well, Nancy's crying on the bed, and this other Santa brings Mrs. Jensen's Santa up to the room and starts strangling Nancy. And who was that guy?
You actually don't know?
No, I'm asking.
It was this guy. This guy. Yeah, it turns out that's the husband / dad of the girl who died. So it's like a family affair.
So do you reckon that...
And now he's pissed off because he thinks Nancy killed his wife as well as his daughter.
He can actually, reel himself in quite a lot as a killer, because all the other times he's being like that. But as a killer, he's quite still.
Mm.
So that was good. Alex ended up crossbowing him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alex the nerd. They run away, and then Leia just completely lost it. She's just left dancing on the balcony as we kind of like fade out.
Alex is like, screw her. We'll send back help. Let's get out of here.
So if you are a die-hard devotee of Friday the 13th knockoffs and just, B-movie slashers, you're going to love it. You're going to love it because it has everything. It's pretty good deaths. Has really dumb dialogue, really goofy scenes, a lot of breasts, a lot of sex scenes, all that good stuff, inept cops. Everything's there, all the tropes are there.
This really should make you laugh a lot.
I was laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was good.
I thought it was good. So I'm glad it finally got released in England 45 years after its spawn.
It was... Oh dear God!
I would highly recommend this to anyone.
A lot of people would get very offended
who
by
likes
this film.
70s, 80s slashers. Yeah, but
/ light porn.
Got to be a bit of a baby to be offended by this, haven't you?
Sex, yeah.
So I would recommend this.
So in the 70s,
would you watch this again?
Was everyone super randy?
Yeah.
Because it seems like everyone was just wanting to get off with everyone.
Everyone in the movies. This is why life was better. You know, now you've got incel culture. Look what's happened. See?
Make love,
See?
not war. See?
Yeah, make love, not war.
Right.
So would you not want to watch this film again?
It depends on the circumstance. I wouldn't just like sit down with you just on a like regular soap night. Like, yeah, let's watch that again. But maybe with some extra emotional heightened stuff and some friends, it would be quite funny.
I hope they release this on European DVD. Maybe it exists and I can get it for the director's commentary. Actually, maybe not the director, he's not about anymore, but I'm sure someone's still knocking about from this movie and they can fill me in all the pleasantries that were this Christmas movie.
Yeah. So that pretty much wraps up this festive episode.
So is it going to be festive next week as well?
Yeah, because that will be the last Sunday before Christmas. So yeah, I think we should do one more festive and then the next one will be more towards New Year's-y. So that can be whatever.
Can we put, what was this film called again?
To All a Goodnight?
To All a Goodnight. Can we watch To All a Goodnight again and pair it with another two?
What, and review it again?
See if it was better than these two, yeah. Because you're not getting much better than this.
No, we're absolutely... No. There's a lot out there that we can...
Kills, gore, goofiness, dialogue, breasts in the moonlight, sophistication.
We get it. You liked this film.
It's a good film. Good film.